Crystal clear pictures, zero static, and over 100 free HD channels. That's the future of television, and it's finally arriving in Nigeria. Welcome to Fire. I am Dapo Aruwajoye. For nearly 20 years, Nigeria's digital switchover, DSO, was a story of false starts, missed deadlines, and 60 billion naira down the drain, while viewers struggled with snowy analog screens. TV stations black money maintaining obsolete transmitters. But the game has changed. The NBC has launched its decisive nationwide big picture strategy. We're talking about completely killing analog, democratizing entertainment, and unlocking a massive 605 billion naira advertising boom for Nollywood and local creators. On this episode of Fire, we have the technical mastermind driving this nationwide digital overhaul. After the break, we will meet Abiodun Buari, head of the technical department at Inview Technology. Don't go anywhere. In the heart of the University of Lagos beats NIT Hub, Nigeria's digital powerhouse, powered by NITDA. NIT Hub empowers youth, builds ecosystems, nurtures startups, and drives inclusion nationwide, turning bold dreams into realities that lift millions. I am Dapo Aruwajoye. Over the years, I have dedicated myself to amplifying tech voices and fueling startups from ground up. Now, right here at NIT Hub, Unilag, we forge a groundbreaking collaboration, explosive, purposeful, and unstoppable. MVP made in Nigeria transforms minimum viable products into most valued products, rooted in our culture and wisdom. MVPs to MVPs. Technology ignites the journey. Southwest Flagship Edition, awakening Yoruba-powered innovation through bootcamps in every Southwest state: Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti. Every participant undergoes a metamorphosis, mentored, skilled, uplifted. Whether they win or not, lives are forever changed. And we are just starting. We will awaken this fire across every geopolitical zone of Nigeria, every nook and cranny. Founders, sponsors, visionaries, the moment is now. Join us. The fire is ready. Press the button. Let Nigeria lead Africa's digital future. Let's build our own intelligence, AI that truly understands us, native tech, sovereign innovation, MVPs to MVPs. For more enquiries, visit www.mvps2mvps.com. Welcome back to Fire. Let's meet the man behind the screens, Abiodun Buari. With over 2 decades of high-level IT experience, Abiodun is the technical engine powering Nigeria's DSO. Is the guy making sure the digital revolution actually works. Abiodun Buari, thank you very much for joining us on Fire.
Thank you, Mr. Dapo, for having me.
Who is Abiodun Buari?
Abiodun Buari used to be one Shomolu boy who felt that there should be a life beyond Shomolu. So we started struggling. And I started as a teacher. We call it teacher, as a tutor, a computer tutor. Then in Saboya the data processing support service, where we were teaching people how to be computer literate. You know, in the early 2000s, computer literacy was next to nothing. So we're part of those that were privileged to start then. You know, those days when you still have a memory, 4 kilobyte memory. I don't know if
okay.
Those days of XT system, ST system, Lotus 123, Work Perfect. And you know, we saw how it evolved from there to Windows 95, to Windows XP, and boom, everything changed. The whole world changed. And I left there to join a support system, another company which was into networking support. And from there, I now moved to the banking industry. Yeah, I spent 8 years in the IT, in the banking industry, before I finally landed in broadcast engineering.
So, how did you find yourself in this digital switchover mission? The mission to switch us from terrestrial to digital. How did you find yourself there?
Like I said, I moved from the banking to join the broadcast. Yeah, my boss, Charles Olajede, came and said, "Oh, there's a big picture. We need to get something. We need to start." I mean, we started prior to the DSO. I mean, prior to the launch, the first inaugural launch at JOS started in 2015, where we were working with the Inview Technology in UK. You know, what they planned doing was the free view started in UK. UK has done and completed the DSO, so we're trying to learn from the masters, learn from those that have actually not theoretically done it practically. So we started with them. The first launch in Jaws was like a real milestone, because for several periods we've tried, and we couldn't get it launched until we're able to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. I mean, it's an interesting, very interesting journey.
Why are we moving from a phase to the other? What's the big deal?
Yeah, it's actually a big deal, because when you look at Nigeria being a signatory to the IT, that's International Telecommunication Union, which they all agreed that all members must migrate away from analog to digital. I mean, though the deadline then was June 17, 2015, we've missed this deadline several times. I mean, I'll give you an analogy, right? With the current analog transmission, we have a situation where a station is using a particular frequency to transmit only itself, right? With the digital switchover, that's single frequency being used by a single channel or station can be used to transmit 22 more channels. So
Wow.
it's like you driving a bus and using the bus to travel from Lagos to Ibadan. I tell you, you are using a bus. This bus can accommodate 20 other people, 21 other people. Single bus that was used to drive only one person can now be used to transport 22 other channels. So, like I said, in the DTT, in the launch states, we use single frequencies like in Jos, in Kwara, and in Lagos. One single frequency, and we are giving our customers 22 channels. What will have required 22 different frequencies, 22 different transmitters to actually do. At the end of the whole process, you free up the frequency spectrum, which will be like a boost for the telcos. We have more penetration, we have better, because most times you see people complaining, oh, I could hardly make a call, my internet is this. By the time we free up the spectrum, they have more spectrum to use for the telcos.
That's fantastic. So how how soon are we going to have this now? Because it's been like 2 decades and several millions of naira have been spent. We've moved the date several times. So finally, now, when are we looking at achieving this?
The honorable minister visit to Nigcomsat last month gave a deadline of June 17 to move to DSO. Okay, let me explain what is current. We are in a period of dual elimination. By dual elimination, I mean we are running ASO and DSO side by side. You see, we still have stations still transmitting their analog. Then we have DSO, which is currently still going on. So dual elimination, we have both running side by side. But the in the wisdom of the Director General of NBC, Dr. Charles Ebuebu, they are looking at 2028 to completely switch off the analog, so that what we'll have will purely be digital transmission.
For viewers, what is the timetable like? What is happening in June? When is the initial launch and when is the final takeover?
Okay, the initial launch is according to the Minister of Information, the Honorable Minister, it's June 17th. That is when it will be launched, a nationwide DSO launch. So, and according to the DG of NBC, analog will be switched off by 2028 December. So that means for Nigerians, the dual illumination, where you have the analog transmission as well as the digital transmission, ends by 2028 December.
So why is this nationwide June 17, 2026 big picture, the launch? Why is it better than the old state-by-state rollout?
It's much better. Okay. The first launch was in April 2016. Right? That's the launch in Jos. And now this is May 2026. This is 10 years and a month. Between 10 years and a month, we have only launched 9 states. So that means on the average, we are launching a state, every state 1 year for a state. So that means if we are to cover the whole country, we need additional 26 years to launch. I don't know if you are following.
Yes, yes.
In the wisdom of NBC, they said, why wait for state by state launch? Why don't we just go satellite to complement the existing 9 states already launched? That's the whole brain behind the whole thing. Why do we have to keep like the statistics I gave, launching a state per year? So why don't we just boom, have it the big picture, launch everything at the same time? So that's the rationale behind it.
What are you rolling out and what do we need to enjoy these digital services?
Okay, that's a good question. NBC has partnered with several stakeholders, which one of the major ones is the Nigcomsat, who now is the official satellite provider and carrier for the FreeTV. So what an average Nigerian required now is a DVB-S2. By DVB-S2, I mean a satellite box, since we are rolling out everything at once. And I need also to stress this, that the current launch, the satellite launch, covers the nook and cranny of Nigeria and beyond, the whole sub-Saharan Africa. The satellite footprint reaches all those areas. So anywhere and everywhere you are in Nigeria, with your satellite box, you can receive the signals. So all Nigerians require now is a DVB-S2, a satellite box. Any satellite box available in the market will suffice.
Any satellite box?
Yes, any DVB-S2 satellite box. It's free to air. So you don't need to get a particular brand. NBC has made it so easy that all you need is a satellite box. And for those that already have satellite box, they don't need to do anything. All they need to do is tune their dish to Nigcomsat satellite and start enjoying the FreeTV.
If you don't have a satellite, or you never had a satellite box, or the dish, how much is the whole total package?
Yeah, depending on the location, right? I mean, maybe in the region of 30,000 or thereabouts for the whole total package.
And is that affordable?
Yeah, and the look of things, you know, like you want to enjoy, what do you call it? You want to enjoy radio. You want to listen to radio. You know, you must first have what?
No, buy a red box, a radio set.
Exactly. So you want to enjoy free to air, you must first buy this. It's a one-off cost. No hidden charges, nothing. Once you procure it, you are good.
So you said the deadline again is 2028, right?
Yes, for the analog.
December. So what about if someone doesn't get the box by that time, or what happens?
Yeah, that's the major concern, because for analog transmission, for digital transmission, you need a form of a decoder to receive it, right? So for somebody that does not have, it's a policy, how would I call it, a decision. From what I have gathered, there are so many arrangements that, maybe NBC will be in the best position to say it. Maybe that it's uh, what do you call it? Pay in piecemeal. You get a decoder. Maybe you can pay some certain amounts over a long period of time to get it. Or part of what I feel that could be done is to have maybe a viewing center, maybe in a particular location, have maybe a set-top box and a dish installed to serve some certain community. And I'm 100% sure the DG is part of what the DG is working on.
And you sure there won't be hidden annual access fees or taxes once analog is turned off?
The model currently run is ad-based, not subscription-based.
Okay.
So there is nothing for you to subscribe. Like I said, it's free.
So when you say that base, what do you mean?
Okay, that means revenue will be based on advertisements.
And the assessment from the clients?
Advertisements from the channel. Okay. Let me give you an analogy.
Okay.
A channel prior to the being on board of FreeTV, right, has 2 million viewers, just as an example, right? Analogy, yeah. So now, after being on the platform, and you now have 10 million eyeballs, you can take that to any advert company to say, see, my eyeballs have increased. I can get your product to every nook and cranny of this. So that is where we are looking at, to say, okay, there will be so much to generate from eyeballs. And the beauty of this is, in the wisdom of NBC, they've also contracted a audience measuring company to give the real statistics of who watches what channel at what time and which location. So a whole lot is coming into play. This where, when you talk of eyeballs, we are talking with data. Look at the data.
So that means somebody will be taking the data of the people and know their preference, know what they are watching at a particular time.
Exactly. So that's another company registered or contracted by NBC to take on the audience measurement. So everything is going to be data driven. It's not a case where, like I read in one of the articles sometimes, that the revenue loss in Nigeria on ad on adverts, sorry, is so much because it's not data driven. But now that is going in the direction of data driven measurements where you can tell advert companies to say, okay, look at this data from, the official data from NBC saying that I have by 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I have 10 million viewers
Views.
on my channel. So it's evolving, right? It looks as if it's something that is far away. We're already there.
They're
NBC is
already there.
making that they leave no stone unturned to make this a success.
This one concerns a lot of Nigerians too, especially content providers, Nollywood, or people, because there's a whole lot to be gained from this 605 billion naira advertising market for local creators. How are they going to benefit from all this?
Yeah, like you said, there's a whole lot to gain from the whole
Mm.
data switch. Yeah. Okay. So, in the wisdom of the NBC, the Director General, and the Ministry of Information, the Honorable Minister himself, they have designated 6 regional studios in the 6 geopolitical stations, in the parts of the country. Every region with a studio. What does the studio do? They've discovered that we have talents in Nigeria, very creative mindsets, but the cost of production scarce a whole lot. And what we are seeing is just a pinch of the salt. So what NBC has done is in those 6, just go in there with your, how would I call it, with your creativity. The studios are there for you to use. Take advantage of what the government has done for creative individuals to take advantage and start producing their contents. Once that, that's the first part of it. The second part of it is their contents are secured on the platform, right? You have the DRM, and there is a part which I'm sure maybe you've not gotten there, is the mobile app part. It's not just the linear TV. The DSO is also
Okay, you
integrated.
have a mobile app apart from showing on the TV.
Correct. We have the mobile app on the go. You know, the direction the world is going is TV is now when you want to watch. When so with that you have the playback. Oh, I want to listen to Technique Fire by it's yet by, let's say, by 5 p.m. or 5 p.m. I'm actually busy doing something. I could go back to the mobile app and say, okay, this program that was done, this, let me play it and start enjoying at my own convenience. So those are some of the things that are in there. And like I stated it earlier, that the audience measurement company gives data. Data is, like they say, data is life. With data, most of these content producers can tap from the pool of the adverts, the untapped advert industry in Nigeria. So there's a whole lot being put together by the commission, and I want to enjoy Nigerians. Let's give this a chance. Let's have a faith that the country, the president has something for everybody. We can't continue sitting down and not taking advantage. Let's the youth take advantage of this. There are so many ways that they can reach out to get more information. There is a dedicated call center. There is a whole lot being packaged together by NBC to cater for questions and a whole lot that needed to be done. There are workshops, town hall meetings to enlighten people on what the DSO is all about and how Nigerians can tap into the pool of funds available. in the creative industry.
Amazing. And again, this is going to break the monopoly of some other foreign companies. This break the monopoly of these companies.
Yeah, we are actually it's a big market. Nigeria is over 200 million. You understand? If the DSO is, let's assuming, say 50 household users, I mean viewers. If you are taking 50 million, you still have 150 million more. So there is no, how would I call it? It's just there to give Nigerians options. You have options to either go through a pay TV or enjoy the free to air. So let's
So
Nigerians.
just different options for Nigerians to enjoy.
Yes.
All right. Then. So what next for Inview? After all this, are you still going to be in charge, or are you going into something else?
Yeah, for Inview Technology, Inview has always been, you know where the name came from. Inside the view, inside was like V. That is it. So Inview has always been part of the broadcast industries, and we continue to support the DSO, because the DSO it's a huge project, and it's a project that only happens once in the lifetime of any company. It happens only once in a lifetime, so it's a huge project. Yes, we continue to support the project while venturing into other businesses, and just keep it that simple.
Okay, amazing. So we'll look forward to the launch on 17th of June. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are doing great towards the growth and development of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Abiodun Buari.
Incredible news for everyday viewers and on the march canvas for our creators, and a massive multi-billion-dollar boost for the economy through the newly freed 4G and 5G telecom spectrums. At last, the DSO has become a reality. Huge kudos to Abiodun Buari and the team at Inview for building the digital tracks for Nigeria's future. And that's where we'll pull the plug on this episode. I am Dapo Aruwajoye. See you next time on Techni Fire.